see, like if I just turn it in, it's just very direct. It just feels great. Hey guys, what's up? I'm back and we're continuing to work on the Z. This time, we're gonna try to stiffen up the chassis. What I got here is a bunch of different parts in order to do that. We got the front subframe chassis brace from Z1 Motorsports right here. Pretty solid piece, looks good. We have the rear subframe brace from Z1 Motorsports, and we have the rear subframe bushing inserts. And these will go within the factory bushings and then help to stiffen it up. And something super cool as well that I didn't really need, I don't know if it'll make a big improvement, but I got the Blitz strut tower bar. And what was cool about this is that I ordered it direct from Japan. I had to wait for it to come in, but it's gonna be, I think, just something kind of cool to be in the engine bay. The anodized color that comes with the Blitz strut tower bar is a little more of a, like a cherry almost color, but that's fine with me because all the bright stuff is going to be underneath the car and you're not going to see it, so it's not really going to clash. And then some of the other parts I have coming for the in the engine department are mostly all black, so I think it'll be cool. It should work out. So with that said, let's start wrenching and get this stuff put on the car and see how it goes. All right guys, let's go. All right guys, we're under the car, about to get started on the front subframe. We got 4 bolts, one here, and then these 2 down here. And that's all there is to it. I got my 17mm socket. I got my impact wrench. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can drop these first back 2 and see if I got room to get in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Have the brace, get it lined up. All right, pretty easy, got it all put on. Now I'm just gonna get the torque wrench and torque it to spec. All right, the rears are 65. All right, the fronts are 30. All right, that's it. All right, guys, that was super easy. Let's get to the rear one. All right, in order to get the rear subframe bushings in and then the rear subframe brace, what we need to do is we need to drop the exhaust. We're gonna drop the 2 bolts here, and then I'm just gonna pull out the 3 bolts right here for the hanger itself, and then it all drops out. Instead of trying to pull it off the hanger, I found that to be much easier. So we're gonna do that first, and then we'll get started on the rest of it behind me. All right, let's get going. All right, now we're gonna remove these hangers here just to let the exhaust hang a little bit lower. The camera's facing the rear of the car just to give you perspective. As you can see, I just put it on a jack stand and that's gonna brace it like that. So, and like always, I'm just gonna put the nuts back in so I don't forget later where they are. All right, next we're gonna start removing this chassis brace here. All right, with the front bolts of that taken out, we gotta take these out right here. This has this brace, but it should all just drop as one. All right, to continue to be able to put in the inserts for the rear subframe, we gotta remove this brace right here that you see. So there's 2 bolts on this side, 2 bolts on this side, and in the front there's another 2. So let's get that done. And these are a 12mm. All right, the next thing, we got to remove these 14mm bolts here for this bracket. Then we got to remove this 19-inch socket here. All right, with that bolt out, I'm just gonna drop this down and let it hang right here on my exhaust. Should be good. All right, I'm gonna do the other side. All right, with both those brackets taken out and hanging, I got to get this rear subframe. I got the jack here supporting the rear diff, and I'm going to pull these in now. All right, now I'm going to get ready to lower this a little bit and get the spacers in. All right, with all that out, I'm going to slowly drop this down so I can get some clearance to do the bushing inserts. Let's see if that's enough, and if not, I'll drop it more. I got to go even lower. As you can see, these just have this little notch in them. Just put the concave side down. All right, there's one. These things just go right into place. They just slip right in. All right, here's the second one. See this? Got that beveled edge down right there. There it goes. And then just sits in just like that. That's it. All right, for the rears, these ones have these little notches in it like this that you can see. What I do is just put the opening, the little Pac-Man opening, towards the inside of the car, and it sits in just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side too. They just fall in. Don't be so concerned if they're not sitting absolutely flush, because when you get it torqued in, it'll do that. Oh, so before I put these in, look, it doesn't really matter which way. You can see that there's only really one way for these things to go. And you're just gonna go ahead and push those in. Actually, I'm gonna put some silicone spray on these first. Just gonna blast the edges a little bit with some silicone here. That should be good. There we go. I'll get the other side started, and then we'll get it going. All right. All right. Got this little wood block right here. Think that'll work. Do the other side. All right, let's jack it back up. Let's get this brace hand threaded back on. All right, and I'll start getting those rear brackets threaded as well. All right, let's get this one back hooked up. All right, good, just gotta get those torqued up. Sorry, my camera died, so I put some of the stuff back together, but just look at the video of me taking it down, you can see what I do. But all I did was reattach this brace here. Let me turn you guys around so you can see it. But there's this brace here. I'll hold up the flashlight right here that goes across and around. And I just put that back up. Now, with that back up, we can start the rest of the task. But before I put the other brace on that goes from the holes back over here, then connects back up here, and then around, I'm going to put on the rear subframe brace. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're getting ready to install the rear subframe brace. We just got to take off the nuts here and here. You can leave the washer and everything else, but you just pull the nuts off before you put the brace in. But one thing that's important to note is that, as you can see, these will adjust your alignment. So we're going to mark these, so when I put it back together, it's as close as it was from, it's close to being aligned. That way, it won't be too bad, and so I can get it aligned. So we got a 17 nut with a 19 bolt. Let's get the next one. All right, here we go. Get the brace, put it on like that. Obviously I wasn't thinking, and the fact that this thing is adding additional space to it, like a thick washer, and that most of this brace is covering up the tick mark I made, makes that irrelevant. So My advice to you guys would be to skip that step. All right, we got 54 foot-pounds. Just make sure you guys always double check the torque specs. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. There we go, easy. All right, next thing is get this brace put back in. You guys are more than welcome to use this knee technique I'm using. As you can see, it's pretty solid. All right. Try not to cross-thread any of this. That's not going to be fun if you do that. All right, should be good. All right, just got done eating a delicious steak dinner, and now I'm about to finish up the rest of the Z strut bar. All right, what do we got here is the strut tower brace from Blitz. I'm pretty excited about putting this on. It's kind of stoked that I found it. It's shipped all the way from Japan, so that's kind of neat. We'll get this stock one pulled off and get this one put on and see how it looks. All right, let's get this one pulled off. That one is definitely considerably heavier than the new one. Go ahead and set these braces down. That almost sucked. Luckily, it got caught. Because if that would have dropped down and I had to remove the tray from the bottom, that would have been less than ideal. Every mechanic, or even if you're not a real mechanic like me, have a magnet retrieval tool in your toolbox. It comes in super handy, as you just saw there. All right, I left it loose. That way it has some play in it. And that way you can kind of adjust it before you tighten it all up. All right, one of the things I'm seeing here is that this AC line is blocking the Allen key, where the Allen key goes. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep it there, but we'll see. I like the look, the aesthetic of the Allen key forward. So we'll see if that works out or not. See if this is where it's centered at. I think that's centered. Finish it up here. All right, that's it. Not too hard, looks great. It really blends in to the engine cover, and I'll bring you guys in a second to get a close-up of it. But it looks so much better than the factory one, and I think it's cool with the logo right there. One of the things, though, I think would be cool, and let me know in the comments below what you think, but I wonder if I should go with the carbon fiber engine cover, or potentially getting this one hydro dipped, maybe, I don't know, maybe a gloss black, but that might add too much dust. I don't know, maybe just something different, or just do the center. Let me know what you guys think, but I think it would help make that strut tower bar really pop out more. But either way, I kind of like the quasi factory look to it as well. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Put a comment in below, tell me what you should do. Let's go ahead and check out all the chassis upgrades I did. All right, I just got done putting the chassis braces in, and so far, everything's working great. I don't have any squeaks or squeals or anything. I really do like the way that it feels. It's really tight. Now, can I really tell the difference of putting those chassis braces in now, driving on the street and not on the track? Not really. I'm not going to try to sit here and BS you guys and be like, oh my God, the car feels so much. It feels 200% stiffer. No, you can't really tell. But I can't say, like, with quick movements, I feel as the car just overall has less flex. Now, I did this in short succession to the sway bars, so which one is really making the biggest difference? Obviously, probably sway bars, but you know, who knows? See, like, if I just turn it in, it's just very direct. It just feels great. If I come over, it's quick. Not maybe as quick as the steering. Obviously, this is a steering rack thing too, as my 718 feels, but it is way more direct when I'm putting an input into the wheel, and I like that. And I think if you guys in the future are considering the same thing, I think all of these mods together work really well together, and I don't think that you would really have any negative impacts by doing them. You might have a little bit, it depends. If it's too stiff, depending on how you have your rear end set up, you might tend to have some oversteer issues, and we'll see how that goes when I get it on track, and I'll let you guys know. But other than that, it feels really good, and I'm really, really happy with it. Well, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Push this video out. It really helps. I'm really trying to grow the channel. I really appreciate the comments. They mean a lot to me. You guys have been super nice and actually give me some good tips as well. And if you do like the video and you're something like the other 90% that hasn't subscribed, please do so. It really will help me build more content in the future. So with that said, take care, and I can't wait to see you guys till next time. All right, I'm out.